I had started the Claremont Trio, and I had started the Osage Chamber Ensemble, and I had started the Maryland Chamber Music Festival. The Claremont Festival was at a point in its history when it needed to restart. And I had a reputation in New York at that point of not being afraid to begin, not being afraid to craft an idea, conceive an idea, and then pursue it. So Claremont was looking for a new executive director, and I was the person they chose. And I went there. I went there in summer '41, in their 41st year. It was at a point in time when they needed to be reorganized financially. Artistically, it was quite proud. It had given up its opera program, so there were certain aspects that had been diminished by the lack of dollars, but lots of bright future, we felt. And I pursued that for 15 years. It was the first time that I was only a manager. I was no longer a pianist. I was only a manager. In that period of time, we brought opera back into the festival. We celebrated the 50th anniversary, and we established an endowment. This was a big moment. We did that in the 50th summer. We established that endowment in the 50th summer. And I realized for the first time what capitalization really meant in an artistic institution. Prior to that endowment, there was no safety net. There was nothing beneath us. We raised the money that we spent. It's kind of like eat what you kill. It's that sort of moment-to-moment, 12-month cycle. It has its upsides, but it does not allow you to plan. It does not allow you to imagine 3 years out, 5 years out, and therefore make sensible decisions that carry you a long way forward. So in the making of that endowment, I watched a board of trustees answer an important question. After 50 years, is this institution worth having? Is it worth pursuing? Is it worth funding? Is it worth developing? Because if it is, we're going to need an endowment. And I remember the trustee retreat, and a moment in that retreat when people were saying, well, this may not be the best time to start an endowment. This was 1995, so we had come out of the most recent recession, not entirely. People were still a little bit worried about the economy, and this was a group of people who had never contemplated endowment. And one of our trustees said, no, that's not the question to ask. The question that we must answer is, will we go forward and make an institution? In fact, this is exactly the right time to do that. This gentleman, he was getting frustrated with people sort of stepping back, and he put his fist hard down on the table and said, this is our moment. We're only going to turn 50 once. We're only going to have this opportunity, this one time. And if we think this has value, we've all said that it's had value, we've all given on an annual basis, time to stretch out, try to understand the future, capture our future. So it was a great moment. We built that endowment. It's still squarely in place, and it was quite a satisfying 15 years.